higher rates of foodborne disease than the UK? Is chlorinated chicken safe, and will it be legalised in the UK through a post-Brexit trade deal? Each year in the US, roughly 48 million people get sick from contaminated food. Around 128,000 are hospitalised and 3,000 die. Chicken is washed with chlorine or other chemicals, which is illegal in Europe. It's used to remove germs created through lower farming and animal welfare standards. The UK holds an A rating in the World Animal Protection Index. It's a low bar, but the US only achieves a D overall, and specifically for farm animals. Only 11 of the 50 states limit the use of the most restrictive confinement systems. Veal crates, in which calves can't walk or turn around and are often chained by the neck. Sow crates, where most pregnant pigs are kept in the US. And restrictive battery cages for laying hens, where most US eggs are produced. These systems are largely banned in Europe due to the well-documented physical and mental suffering they cause. 34 of the 50 states specifically exclude livestock from anti-cruelty provisions, and recent experiments suggest it's not only the animals that pay the price. One study examined chlorine-washed bacteria, including Salmonella, which causes over 1 million illnesses each year in the US, around 450 of them fatal. It found that many bacteria were not killed, but entered a dormant state, making them undetectable in standard lab tests. When the chlorine-washed bacteria was introduced to roundworms, they all died. Dr. Keevil said this may explain many unrecognized or untraceable disease outbreaks, and warned that allowing chlorinated chicken into the UK may not be safe. The EU says that high farming standards are the best way to fight Salmonella and other bacteria. And in 2016, there were no deaths from Salmonella in the UK.
You can air chill it, where you just hang it in a cold room. That's the best. Or you can do water chilled, which these guys are. If it doesn't stay air chilled, it is water chilled. And that means they take that meat, or they take the whole chicken, they dunk it in a cold pool of water. And the problem with that is it soaks up a ton of water and moisture. It dilutes the flavor and the texture of the bird, but it makes it look big and fat and huge just like that. You don't want that. So always look for air chilled. Always look for this right here too, fresh. But that means it was never frozen. Anytime you start freezing chicken and then thawing it out, it affects the texture. And if it doesn't stay fresh, that means it could have been frozen multiple times, which really affects the texture of the chicken, so I would always go away from that. Now, let's get into some of the chicken that I would highly recommend buying. I would go for organic. Okay, it always is gonna cost a little more money, but when you're getting that organic chicken, that seal, that USDA seal really means something. It's not a marketing gimmick, right? They've had access to the outside, and you don't have to worry about them having that horrible feed that has byproducts and poop and sewage. It's a 100% vegetarian diet, meaning they never eat GMO soy and corn, something really important that these guys, the regular ones, are eating.